Good morning. I'm Susie Cobden, and I wanted to speak to you a little bit about the two aspects of business. Now, firstly, there's the strategies and the tools and, the how-tos, the skill set. And then there's the energy. Now, they're all one and the same, but it's important with our energy to really be on point. 80% of success comes from our alignment, from our energy. 20% comes from our doing aspect, from our learning, our skill set, and the actions that we take. Now, the actions that we take are often, or all times actually, to bring us into alignment with our energy. Doing something that we believe will get us paid brings us into energetic alignment. So the strategies and the tools, the right tools, are all available inside of our platform. So I'm not going to go deep into that. Kirsty's been sharing a few of the strategies to business. I'm going to go into the energy side of it. So energy matters. It's our energy that creates our whole world. Now, our energy is indicated by our emotion. The better we feel, the higher the frequency we're on. And when we have an emotion, it actually sends out a huge energy field from our heart. Depending on the energy, on the emotion, as to the power of that, that field and the frequency of it. So the higher we're feeling, the better we feel, the stronger the field, but also the higher the frequency. So you can imagine, there's a slow wave and a quick wave, and there's lots of waves and there's just a few waves. So to get high intensity and high frequency, you've got to move into those positive emotions. So, whether you believe in yourself or not is a big deal, because believing in yourself, believing in what you're doing, is what aligns us to whatever we are trying to accomplish. Our energy literally creates our world, and it will support us in success or in failure. Whatever we believe or whatever we expect is going to happen. So, it's important to get a positive mindset before we actually really dig deep into what we're trying to do. And of course, belief comes as we start to learn skill sets as well. So, when you're starting something new, let it be okay if your belief isn't 100% there, because you will build belief, and you will get belief from being around others who are doing what you want to do, or who believe in what you're wanting to believe in. Choose to be happy. I believe we are in control of our own emotions. We can be affected by what's going on around us, or we can choose outright to be happy. And when we choose happiness as our main vibration, we attract differently. So we're not facing so many events that bring us down. And when we are facing difficult events, then it's the perspective that we take that will make the difference in our energy. Also, appreciation is great. Gratitude. We're doing the gratitude. We do gratitude every day. There's a book we read, and I thought I had it here with me, and I think Kirsty has spoken about it inside the group, The Magic, 28 Days of Gratitude. Absolutely fantastic book. And making gratitude a part of our daily practice. When we appreciate, we're not in fear. We're in those high vibrations, and we're attracting all things that are delicious to us. So, I use gratitude as often as I can, absolutely every single day. I'm appreciative to be on this call with you all and sharing a little bit of my understanding of life. Movement also is really good for keeping our energy moving. If you can imagine energy is flowing through us, you know, all the time, in and out. And it's a bit like water that's mobile. You know, when a stream is flowing, the water stays fresh. If you come into a pond and there's no water coming in or going out, that water starts to stagnate, and the energy in our body does the same thing. So it's important to move, you know, whether it's just shaking yourself out, you know, moving all your joints, having a good dance, going for a walk, doing some yoga, whatever it is, it gets your energy moving, and it will help to increase, you know, the vibration that's running through our body. Music, you know, music that uplifts, empowering audios, or even just reading books, you know, doing something that lights you up. And that could be anything from having a bath to, you know, going for a walk on the beach, or sitting for 10 minutes with a hot drink and reading your favourite book. But anything that makes you feel good lifts your frequency. Meditation, of course, is wonderful. And meditation, sitting still and losing all thought, is great if you can do that for a few minutes every day, or even just a few seconds. You know, come into the moment of now. Let's just do it for a moment. Soften your gaze or close your eyes, and just don't, sorry, there's a little insect there, don't label anything. You know, hear your sounds, see your colours, whatever, but don't label what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're thinking. Just let it all go, and just focus on the sensations in your body. And when you can come into that moment, you can actually feel sensations on your skin. And that's actually your own energy. That's your own energy. That's God's source, universe. And when you focus on those sensations, they expand. And you can do that any time of the day, you know, over and over and over again. The more you do it, the more in tune with yourself you'll become. Our guidance system. So awareness, become aware of how you're feeling. You know, really be aware, and notice when you're not feeling so good. Do something to lift yourself up. Make an intention. Take a few deep breaths. Get outside and put your feet in the grass for a few minutes. Laugh. You know, I warned my kids that if they ever heard me laughing in the shower that I was okay, because my shower is my check-in point with myself. And, you know, I will check in with myself, and if I'm not feeling as good as I usually am, then I will start laughing, and I don't need a reason. But as soon as you start, you get a reason, because you sound silly enough to keep going. But it's an instant energy change. So, you know, you can't laugh. You can't be in appreciation and be in fear. So they're almost instant energy changes. Okay, mindset affects our energy. So, you know, our guidance system is our emotions. And when we're having a thought that feels good, that's telling us that it's our truth, that that's what our inner being, our soul, knows is right for us, is the right perspective, is the God source creator's perspective. When we're feeling uncomfortable or angry or sad or blameful, and we feel really bad, that's telling us that we're out of alignment, that what we're thinking in that moment isn't the truth of creation, isn't our truth. And then we can let it go, and we can look for different perspectives that feel better, or we can refocus somewhere else. You know, I'm not about ignoring emotions. Our emotions are important. They're a delivery system. They're telling us that we're either not thinking correctly, or that there's something going on in our body that we need to pay attention to. So feel your emotions, but don't think them. You know, feel your emotions, let them come up. Honour yourself by receiving the message, and stay relaxed and let them pass through. Because when we clench up and stop an emotion, stop a feeling, We're actually trapping it inside. So it's important to let it go through. So back to mindset. Where is your confidence at? You know, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right either way. So, you know, do you believe in yourself? Do you trust yourself? You know, what are your beliefs around money, for instance? You know, what are your beliefs around who you are? You know, all of these things are important. And it's important to be aware of your thoughts. Are you your own best friend? Do you support yourself, or do you constantly tell yourself, you know, untruths? You know, that you're not good enough, or that you're stupid, or, you know, that couldn't possibly work, you know? It's really important to become your own best friend and support yourself, you know? And when you make a decision, stick to it, back it all the way. Don't second guess yourself. Use affirmations to replace unhealthy emotions, unhealthy beliefs. You know, we can say we can release a belief, but the thing is, the universe doesn't support a void. So if you've got a disempowering belief around money, for instance, create a positive belief instead. You know, if you believe you've got to work hard for money, if that belief has come up in you, then, you know, a belief is a thought that we say over and over again, or we think over and over again until it becomes hardwired. So we can create our beliefs by repetition. An affirmation is a powerful, positive thought that supports us. Hello, Dawn. And we can help to install new beliefs by tapping. And Kirsty is great at that. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a video in here that Kirsty's done around tapping. Tapping will help to release thoughts and also install new thoughts. But money comes easy and often. I have an ever-increasing flow of income. You know, when we start to believe these types of things, then our energy around these aspects start to dissolve. You know, if we've got negative beliefs around money, then that's the energy that we have around money, and we're not going to attract too much money from that. Or if we do, it will be fleeting. You know, we really have to have a positive mindset and a positive belief around ourselves and what we want to have it in our life. You know, everything comes to us through our alignment, and the doing is the part of the aligning. But it's got to start in here. What are your goals and desires? Have you sat down and thought about them? Do you allow yourself to dream about them? Do you imagine and visualize? Do you feel them? Because you know, when you can imagine something and feel it, you're attracting it to you. You cannot feel something that does not exist, nor can you imagine something that does not already exist. By the time it gets to imagination, the universe has delivered. So think about that. Anything that you can imagine and expect and feel is available to you. You've just got to align with it. So if you're after another income stream, by doing the inner work, by taking action, which could be joining our platform or doing something else, you are bringing yourself into closer alignment with that income. And it must happen unless you give up on yourself. You know, I have seen so much success around me, I know that it's totally possible. You know, $1 is as easy to create as $1,000. It's not about effort. It's about alignment. We're in personal branding and we're into attraction marketing, and our energy matters. And that's the deliciousness of this business, because you must align with yourself and become authentic to create lasting abundance. And that applies for all businesses. But inside of our community, this is a key factor. And that's why community is so important, because community supports us all and gives us that belief and that nurturing environment to really become all that we need to become, all that we want to become. You know, it's not about need, it's about wanting. We came into this life to be the whole versions of ourselves, to discover ourselves. And it's through experience that this happens. And this business has been an incredible experience for me, because it really has, you know, opened me up to me and allowed me to blossom in ways that I just haven't until now. So allow yourself to imagine and to visualize your goals and to make them happen. Let them happen. So what beliefs around money did you grow up with? How many of them are you still carrying around? You know, most of us have a big bag of junk that we're carrying around with us, and it's time to let go of all of that. It's time to replace it with empowering beliefs that will take us wherever we want to go. Remember, what we believe becomes. So imagine yourself now as the person that you want to be. You've got the job, you've got the money, you've got whatever it is that you want. What does that person look like? Hello, Kirsty, lovely to see you. What does that person look like? How do they walk? How do they hold themselves? What do they think? What do they wear? What do they do? What does your day look like? You know, really play in it. Because the more you imagine, the more you're drawing it to you. And when you've got that vision and you start becoming that person, nature has to respond. You force nature. It's got to happen. So be confident, be self-assured. Know in your success, believe in your freedom, know that it's possible. You know, let go of all thoughts to the contrary. You know, I've carried around so many beliefs from my past that have kept me trapped. And it's time to really unpack and to fill that suitcase that we're dragging around with wonderful stuff. You know, stuff that is light. You know, drag a balloon instead of a rock. So you must match the energy of the successful person you want to be to become that person. The freedom must happen. If you're lacking in belief, borrow it from somebody that's got it. And there's plenty of those people inside of our team. You know, Kirsty's one of them. My God, Kirsty's my hero. It's just, there's so many wonderful leaders inside of our team who just reach out their hand and help us constantly. It's awesome. So a lot of people say, if I had the money, I would be free, but it's actually the other way around. You've got to feel that freedom first to attract the freedom. You know, how we feel, our energy is what does the attracting. So we've got to get into alignment, and then we've got to take the inspired action. We've got to we've got to do the learning, because that turns us into the being that we came here to discover. Could you believe in yourself more if you knew that you never got it wrong? That everything is perfect, always has been, always will be. That everything you've been through up till now is preparing you for this moment of glory. And glory is around us. It's here for the taking. All we have to do is claim it. You know, we live in a world of infinite potentiality. Everything around us is just energy translated by our senses. And when we can believe differently, what our senses translate is completely different. We can have anything we want when we believe it and we align our energy and then do the inspired action. So have a beautiful day. I hope I've given you all something to act on. Don't just think about it, do the do, and I'd love to see you in our platform. And yeah, have a beautiful day. Bye for now.